watching Blue Blood Sports TV.
Shout out to Blue Blood Sports TV.
You're watching Blue Blood Sports TV.
Shout outs to Blue Blood Sports TV.
You're watching Blue Blood Sports TV. Hola, habla Cindy, está viendo Deportes TV.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, undefeated IBF welterweight superstar boxer Errol "The Truth" Spence Jr. will be taking on two-time welterweight WBC world champion Showtime Shawn Porter September 28th in the Los Angeles LA Staples Center. Now, we know that they're going to promote the fight and they have to build up the fight. That's what sells tickets, right? Especially in the sport of boxing. Well, one thing was abundantly clear, and it's making itself more clear as the time passes. And that is Errol "The Truth" Spence Jr. is slowly becoming, and I don't even want to say slowly, he's quickly becoming the face of boxing. Yep, I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me. I know a lot of people are going to say, no, that's not true. Because, you know, everybody has their opinions on their favorite boxer. So people place their favorite boxer and they live in the same world as delusion, right? And so what happens is, you know, because a person is your favorite boxer, you want to place them as the face of boxing because that's your personal favorite boxer. But the facts remain that Errol Spence is slowly becoming the face of boxing, right? I know there's a lot of people you could place in that position, you know, and I think there's a tug of war. I believe there's a few guys that's the face of boxing right now. And I think Deontay Wilder, I think that Canelo Alvarez, I think that Anthony Joshua, and I think that Errol Spence are the faces of boxing. And now people are going to say, well, Errol Spence this is only his second pay-per-view. Yeah, it is only his second pay-per-view. But Errol Spence has a huge engine behind him. And that is the most valued franchise in all of sports. I'll repeat that. Errol Spence has a huge engine behind him. And that is the most valued franchise in all of sports. The #1 valued franchise in all of sports. Worldwide. Not Manchester United. Right? Not the New York Yankees. But yep, the Dallas, Texas Cowboys, where he's from. Well, actually, he was born in New York and he resides in Dallas. He spent the majority of his life in Dallas, right? But he has the most valued franchise in all of sports. If you don't believe me, look it up. The New York Yankees come in at #2. The Dallas Cowboys come in at #1. They are worth and are the most valued franchise in all of sports. Okay? And with that said, the Dallas Cowboys are worth $5 billion, with the New York Yankees coming in at #2, $4.6 billion. Real Madrid, $4.24 billion. Barcelona, $4.02 billion. The New York Knicks, $4 billion. Manchester United, $3.81 million. The New England Patriots, $3.8 billion. The Los Angeles Lakers, $3.7 billion. And I'm going to give you the top 10, right? So, and the New York Giants are $3.3 billion. And the Golden State Warriors are at #9, 3.5. Okay? So again, the biggest and the most valued franchise in all of sports, the #1 value franchise in all of sports is the Dallas Cowboys. And they honored and highlight Errol "The Truth" Spence Jr. every single chance they get. He has Jerry Jones in his back pocket. Okay? The Dallas Cowboys are the most valuable sports franchise and the only one worth over $5 billion, despite not having won a Super Bowl since 1996. They are still the most valued franchise in all the sports, and that's the engine that Errol Spence has behind him. They honored him at the season opener yesterday as they took on the New York Giants. He was all over the place. He was on the billboards. He was on the big screen. He was in the the suites with Jerry Jones, who's the owner, who reached in his own pocket and built that stadium out of his own pocket. Okay, so this is the engine that Errol Spence has behind him. Should Errol Spence be victorious against Showtime Shawn Porter Saturday, September 28th, and becomes unified, he would then be the WBC and IBF welterweight champion, undefeated. And especially depending on the fashion that he defeats Shawn Porter, because we know Shawn Porter has never been dominated in any fight. He has 2 losses on his resume, but they were razor close, thin losses to Kell Brook and to Keith Thurman, who both of them were undefeated at the time. Keith Thurman was unified, and Kell Brook was undefeated. They both were undefeated. I thought Keith Thurman won by round, and same goes for Kell Brook. But it could easily go either which way. He's only been dropped 1 time in his career. That was in the 12th round in his fight with Adrian the Problem Broner, and a fight that he won rounds 1 through 11 very handily. And seemed to lose focus, got caught with a check left hook and was dropped. Flash knockdown. Never been dominated in any fight. Now, should Errol Spence go in there and dominate him in this fight in dramatic fashion and become unified and hold the most sought out belt, that WBC green strap? Oh, man. Oh, man. The thing that Deontay, the Bronze Bomber Wilder, has going for him is that he is a knockout machine. And I say me-sheen, not machine. He's a me-sheen. Him. We've never seen it before. Me, him. Not me. He's a me-sheen. Okay? Out of this world. And excuse me. And people love knockouts. People love dramatics. People love they love that. People love controversy. People love drama. And that's what Deontay Wilder gives you. He could get staggered in the 7th round by Luis King Kong Ortiz, come back and drop Luis Ortiz and ultimately stop Ortiz in the 10th round. You know, he could have a fight where Tyson Fury seems to be winning the fight. He catch Tyson Fury, drop him. Then all of a sudden he does it again in the 12th round. Looks like Tyson Fury's out of there. Dramatics. So that's going to keep Deontay Wilder as a 1A as the face of the sport of boxing. Saul Canelo Alvarez, he lost to Floyd Mayweather. That's the only loss on his resume. He has a lot of controversial fights on his resume where people thought he lost both Triple G fights. They thought that he lost the Arislandi Lara fight. The facts remain, on paper, he's only lost 1 fight, and that was the Floyd Money Mayweather. Right? He looks the part. He's Mexican with cinnamon hair, red hair, and things of that nature. So he looks the part, and he's being promoted as such. He has a huge fan base in the sport of boxing. The Mexican fan base is probably one of the, if not the most popular fan base, supportive fan base in the sport of boxing. But the one thing that negative that Canelo Alvarez has going against him is the fact that he doesn't speak English and doesn't even try, doesn't even attempt it. So that doesn't work for him, that works against him when you're dealing with the face of the sport of boxing, because there's a language barrier. And then we move on to Anthony Joshua, because he had another huge fan base behind him. That fan base being the UK fan base. They support, you can have 12 losses in the UK and they still support you. Like you never lost. But the facts remain, Anthony Joshua did lose. In dramatic fashion, he got dropped 4 times and ultimately stopped in the 7th round by Andy Ruiz Jr. to become the first Mexican heavyweight champion in the history of the sport of boxing. And going into the rematch, it's very likely he could lose the rematch. And if he does so, he doesn't stand a chance to be the face of boxing. He can still resurrect his career and be a force in the sport of boxing. But as far as being the face of the sport of boxing, no way, no how. Not going to happen. Not possible. And see, Errol Spence has so many opportunities ahead of him. He has the Terrence Crawford fight looming out there, lingering, right? He still has Danny Garcia fight out there lingering, right? He still can move up in weight, 154, right? He could become undisputed at welterweight 154, right? Where, see, Deontay Wilder is going to somewhat plateau. What I mean by that is he will have to go down to cruiserweight. See, if Deontay Wilder knocks out Tyson Fury, and then let's say Andy Ruiz, Anthony Joshua, whomever wins that fight, he knocks out them, right? Then Deontay Wilder has to pretty much wait until other fighters build up their name and reputations. With Errol Spence, see, so he's going to run out of opponents before Errol Spence is going to run out of options to continue to build his name. But the thing, like I said, that's going to have Deontay Wilder keep, he's a heavyweight. It's going to keep him in the face of boxing, 1A, 1B. He's a heavyweight, and he knocks his dramatics. See, Errol Spence just dominated 4-division Mexican superstar boxer Mikey Garcia, but guess what? Mikey Garcia did not get knocked down. He did not get knocked out. He dominated him from round 1 to 12, right? But he didn't get knocked out. So there wasn't, he removed all dramatics, right? Deontay Wilder is going to keep that. Could be first round, second round, 12th round, as we see with Deontay Wilder. So Deontay Wilder has that in his back pocket. That's his weapon to compete with Errol Spence Jr. with. And the fact that he's a heavyweight. See, the heavyweight division rules the sport of boxing. Floyd Mayweather made it popular for Floyd Mayweather and Roy Jones for little guys, you know, to be the face of boxing. But prior to that, aside from Sugar Ray Robinson, the face of boxing was the heavyweights. And so with that said, Deontay Wilder has those two things going for him. Errol Spence has options. And Errol Spence has the biggest engine in the Dallas Cowboys. I just told you guys. They're the #1 valued franchise in all of sports. All of sports. Football, soccer, baseball, hockey, basketball, you name it, tennis, golf, you name it. The Dallas Cowboys are the most valued sports franchise in all sports. That's it. It's just like ESPN is the engine behind, you know, sporting news. They're the #1 sporting news, ESPN. Dallas Cowboys are the individual biggest engine inside the sports. So they're the ESPN of sports, if you know what I mean, on the other side, not just reporting on it. And so they continue to back Errol Spence. And see, they have the most popular, one of the most popular arenas in the world. They have that huge mega screen that everybody wants to see. Looks absolutely ridiculous. If you haven't seen it, witnessed it, you have to see it. Right? So outside of Madison Square Garden and a few other places, Texas Stadium, AT&T Stadium, is the attraction to be at. Wembley Stadium, you know, things of that nature. Texas Stadium is the attraction to be at. And so, guess what? Errol Spence wins against Showtime Shawn Porter, unified, then gets the land a fight. Let's say he does land a fight with Manny Pacman Pacquiao, 8th-division Filipino superstar boxer who currently is the WBA welterweight champion. Imagine Errol Spence lands that fight, and that fight takes place at Cowboy Stadium. See, that's his backyard again. So it's equivalent to when Anthony Joshua was fighting at Wembley Stadium. Now it doesn't hold 90,000 seat arena, but the equivalence with the money, it all equals out. And so this is the engine he has behind him. And he doesn't mind asserting himself. He doesn't mind talking to the media. He doesn't mind giving his services. He doesn't mind. He's humble. So you see, he's well on his way to be the face of the sport of boxing. Let him be victorious against Showtime Shawn Porter in dramatic fashion, September 28th. Y'all see what I'm talking about. It's slowly turning from opinion to being a fact. Trust me. But that's all I got for y'all, man. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed? Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to New Media. Shout out to Black Media Raw. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.
Blue Blood Sport TV, baby, from the Empress. Much love.